Well, we're back to rainy days again. Didn't take long, did it? But obviously, we need rain to get these crops to grow nice and big. And rainwater's always going to be better than tap water. Apart from not having all those chemicals in it, when it rains, it's a consistent watering, which is what you need. I did notice though, when I came in this greenhouse, we bubble wrapped it all the way around yesterday. So of course overnight the door's been closed. When I came out this morning, there was a bit of sun, but obviously it's not as hot as it normally is. I think it was reading 67 to 68 temperature. But when I came in here, I've got a thermometer, a digital one that I leave in here. That was on 103. And you could feel it as soon as you walked in, because of this extra layer of bubble wrap. Straight away you could feel that difference. And obviously when you looked at the temperature and then compared it to the other greenhouses, this was a lot warmer. So that's working, that's good news. But on the downside, I spotted something else in garden today, which I'm not best pleased about, but it's just one of those things. If you don't keep the eye on your crops, especially the ones that you've got under nets, then something could be happening that you're not aware of. So it pays every now and again to just lift that net and have a closer look at your plants. And I'll show you why. But before we do that, I just want to say a massive thank you to Shen Heffink and Sam Ewan, who have made donations to this channel. It really does help towards the costs of materials that we need to buy when we make these videos and do these projects, to try and pass on information to people to help you grow bigger and better. During these times when we've got food crisis and an energy crisis, it's amazing to see that people care enough about this channel to still make donations. So thank you so much for that. It's very much appreciated and will definitely be put to good use. So it is raining, but this is worth seeing. I took the net off these this morning and they're absolutely covered in aphids. And some of the plants don't look so bad, they look okay. This is just like a breeding ground for them. So we've given that a spray with some homemade pesticide. And obviously we've had to go around all the plants as well, because it's not just on that one plant, it's on some of the others as well. And obviously we don't want to see that. So as you've just seen by that, a really bad infestation of aphids all over those Brussels plants. And we put those nets over the top to keep the white cabbage butterfly away, to stop it laying eggs on there that hatch into caterpillars and then completely eat every leaf on that plant, rendering it useless. But it shows you that it does pay to just take that net off every now and again and have a closer look. I have a look at it every week, but I always look through the net, and sometimes that obscures your vision to see what's really happening with your plants. Taking that net off, checking it, and then you'll catch it before it gets that bad. We've got a few of those pak choys coming through as well now, so they haven't took long to come up. And hopefully with that extra bit of heat we're providing, it'll bring them on even quicker. And I think we might be ready to harvest a few peppers as well. And more chillies. Still got lots of yellow ones on this plant, but we keep getting these nice ripe red ones. So maybe a few of those can come off. And there's a couple on this little plant as well. But these pepper plants that we stripped back the other day, taking all those leaves away to give them a bit more room to breathe and a bit more energy to grow. Look how many buds is actually on this plant. There's loads and loads. So hopefully they're going to turn into those mini peppers that we're after. And this one's already got a couple of baby peppers growing on it now, and more flowers. So that's working. This plant, it's got a few buds on it, just not a lot, not compared to those other plants. But we have got another pepper that we can probably take off today. And again, that's another one. Stripped completely back, no leaves apart from new growth. And we've got these little peppers growing now. There's a nice size one just there, but we've got littler ones. And that one is a new one that's come. So, we have got some good news today. I might as well just take these off while I'm here. Lovely little peppers. And definitely this nice big one. Lovely nice pepper, that one. So even though it's a rainy day, we can always find something to do. Get some kind of a reward from his harvests. And now finally, I can take this big red pepper that we've been waiting for. So it's a nice little pepper. There's a mark on one side, but that's no problem. We'll cut that out. I have now got about 4 of these in the fridge, so we've got enough for a little meal. And while I'm at it, I might as well get some more tomatoes. They're ripe anyway, so they might as well come off. I've made loads and loads more batches of sauces over the last couple of days from these tomatoes that we've froze. And we've basically started reducing them down. Just leaving them on a simmer in a pan for a couple of hours after we've blended them. And then you get a really nice thick sauce, which is perfect for pizzas and spaghetti bolognese. These tomato plants this year have been brilliant. We've had absolutely loads and loads. And they just keep coming. But while I'm in here taking these ripe tomatoes, I'm going to take some green ones as well, because we're going to make some chutney. And you don't have to make chutney out of green tomatoes, but if you've got green ones and red ones, you can mix them to reduce the pressure on this plant to keep trying to ripen tomatoes. Coming towards end of season, we'll just take some of these green ones. But as it turned out in the end, I did pick some of these not quite ripe hot lemon drop peppers, just in case those red ones are a little bit too much. When you've got a really horrible rainy day, but you come out and you can get lovely ripe peppers, more fresh ripe red tomatoes, hot peppers and not so hot peppers, we hope, and then using these green tomatoes as well. And that's definitely worth doing for me at this time of year, because the chances are not all your tomatoes are going to go from green to red. So by taking a few away from that plant gives the remaining ones more chance to get to that goal. And we can still use the green ones to chop up with the red ones to make a chutney recipe. And obviously, as I was saying in the other greenhouse, when you make chutney, it doesn't have to be just with green tomatoes. You can mix green tomatoes, red tomatoes, put some sweet peppers in it, like the sweet bell pepper, add some hot peppers to give it a bit of heat. Once you've mixed all those together and got them broken down, you've got a really nice combination of textures, colour and flavours. So that's something you could experiment with. You can even put things like courgettes in them, diced up. So that choice is yours. But meanwhile, this rain looks like it's going to persist for the rest of the day. So I'll be taking this inside now and working on a recipe for chutney this afternoon, because there's no need to be watering anything today. So if you like seeing recipes as well that we make out of the produce that we grow all through here, there's a link to my cooking channel in the description, and we've got loads and loads of recipes on there, and quite a lot of them incorporate this homegrown fruit and veg. So if you're interested in seeing more videos like this and how we advance through autumn and winter in this container greenhouse that we're insulating, then just hit that subscribe button, press that notifications bell. We'll see you up next update. Now I'm going to leg it to house.